Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Talks with Jinesh. In today's episode, we're going to talk about course registration and selection. This is a session organized by Memorial University and in the Student Experience Office, and I have been the moderator for this session. If you are new to my channel, I'm a computer science student majoring in software development, and I'm also doing a minor in maths. I make videos about life in Canada. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and show some support. Give this video a huge thumbs up. In this video, Dr. Echo Pittman and Mrs. Kelly Knight will answer questions regarding course selection and registration and give you advice on how to succeed in university. You're watching Talks with Jinesh. Let's get started. Hello everyone. Thank you for joining us for our second Ask Me Live studio session. My name is Jinesh and I'm a student at Memorial University. I am in my third year of computer science honors, focusing in software development. I am the ambassador of Memorial University and also the executive of the Indian Youth Association here in St. John's. Ask Me Live studios take place every Wednesday and Friday, 2 p.m. to 2:30. So it's always better to join a little early, though, if you can. Today we have Dr. Echo Pittman and Mrs. Kelly Knight joining us from the Academic Advising Center. Thank you so much for taking out the time and joining with us to answer student questions. Before we get started, though, I have a couple of housekeeping items to mention. This session is being recorded, so if you are participating, you're automatically consenting to that. Also, please ensure your mics are muted and your videos are turned off. This is just to help easily facilitate the session. And if you have a question, you can always put it in the chat. That's the main reason why we are here today, to get all of your questions answered. And if you do have a question that we don't get to, there's nothing to worry about. We will be following up. And if for any reason your question still goes unanswered, you can feel free to shoot an email at ask@mun.ca, ask@mun.ca. I also have a YouTube channel, Talks with Jinesh, which focuses on helping international students, new students joining Memorial University or coming to Canada. The name of the channel is Talks with Jinesh. I've got a board up here as well. Check it out and it will serve you a lot of value. Okay, so let's get started. Dr. Pittman, we'll start with you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your role within the Academic Advising Center?
Okay, thank you, Jinesh. My name is Echo Pittman. I'm the Associate Registrar at the Academic Advising Center. And in other words, I'm the manager for the center. In my center, we have many academic advisors who are there to support first-year incoming students.
Okay, nice. That's nice. Yeah. I think I have had a lot of help taken from the academic advising in my first year as well.
Excellent.
Mrs. Knight, can you tell us about yourself and your role as well?
Kelly, you are muted.
I muted myself at the beginning like we were told to be nice and quiet. So my name is Kelly Knight. I'm one of the academic advisors at the Academic Advising Center. I've been with the Registrar's Office for almost 20 years now and with Academic Advising for close to 15. So hopefully I'm a good resource to have on this call here. I'll keep an eye on the chat, the questions that come in, and hopefully I can jump in and answer any as they come in.
Okay. Yeah, that's nice. So the first question that we have from a student here is, how do I look up the fall semester's course offerings?
There are two ways. First is you can go to the registrar's office and look for course offering, and through there you will get the website. Or another way, well, the easiest way is to log into mymun.ca, go into the self-service portal, and then select registration. And then you will then see view course offerings. From there, you will be able to see all the course offering for the fall semester.
Okay, yeah, that's helpful.
Kelly, is there anything you want to add?
No, I think that's good. I'll just put the link to the Registrar's Office course listings there. But yeah, the best way is probably the self-service option. I guess the only thing that we've noticed over the years that's a little bit different is sometimes the reserves don't show in self-service. So if you're trying to see if a course is reserved or not, you can have a look on the registrar's office site. So the two together are great resources.
Kelly,
Okay.
can you give a little bit more information about what reserve means?
So some courses that are required for particular programs are held for the students that are already admitted into the program initially when registration starts. Depending on the program and the course, these reserve courses may have extra room for other students. So if that's the case, students will have an opportunity to put themselves on a wait list when they try to register for a course that's reserved and they can't get it. So if it's confusing, it's always best to chat with one of us, one of the academic advisors, maybe in your advising session, we could talk about if courses are reserved or not. But you should see it. It should show up there in the columns and the listings, whether or not courses are reserved, whether or not the reserve is going to be lifted should also show.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Another question that a student has dropped in right now is, how do I know I'm taking the right courses, especially in my first year?
I can jump in there if you want, Echo. So an academic advising session is ideal for any new student coming in. It's an opportunity to meet one of the advisors. So it could be somebody in our office if a student is not yet in their intended program. It could be an advisor already in their program if they were directly admitted into what it is that they want to study. But it would be in those individual sessions that we'll make sure that students understand what courses they need. Another great place to look is in the first year information, the website. So I'll put that link there in the chat as well. And that's a website that we've created for all new students coming in. And one of the great things on that site is a link to sample programs for all the different degrees. So that's a really good resource, really good place to go. But then sometimes different courses may have different starting points, or different subjects might have different starting points. So just maybe go there first to kind of have a look while you're waiting for your advising appointment, and then confirm it with your academic advisor.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really nice. I think I've booked so many sessions with from the MUN online website with the academic advising. So that's good. A question just came in. Can we get the campus card after registration, or do we need, or can we get it before registration of the courses?
For that question, you do not need a campus card to register. So the most important thing that you need to find out is when your registration time is. So once again, you can either check your memorial email, or you're going to the self-service to check your registration time.
Okay, yeah, that's helpful. Another question is, how do I best plan my course schedule?
I can jump in there. So this semester is going to be a little different than most semesters because scheduling is going to be a little different. So one thing you might notice is that some courses have days and times listed, and other courses don't have any days and times listed. Or actually, sometimes it looks like they'll show a time that's 12 o'clock to 12:01 just because something has to fill in there. That's not an error message. That's just the way it shows up for online courses. So if none of the courses that you want to take have any days or times listed, then those are online courses. They're set up as online courses. They're offered as online courses, and they're fully developed as online courses. And you wouldn't have to worry about clashes in a schedule or what time your class is meeting or anything like that. Because of the closure and the pandemic, a lot of courses which would normally be offered online or in the classroom are now going to be offered using remote learning this semester. So they will have some days and times listed when you go to look up your classes. So you will need to have a little bit of patience and look through all the different days and times that the courses are listed that you want to take. And hopefully there's enough variety in the sections that they're offering that you can pick your courses so they don't clash with one another. You don't want to be expected to be online in 2 different courses at the same time. This will be even more important in January if we're back on campus, because if you're taking on-campus classes, they'll all have days and times listed, and it is really important to make sure that they don't clash with one another. So you want to look that up probably now. Registration is going to start next week, so I'd say go in and look at the course listings, make sure you know what ones you're going to register for.
Yeah. Okay. Another question is something similar, but I think you've already addressed that. Can I register for 2 different professors of the same course and perhaps drop one class later on?
No, you're not allowed to register for 2 sections of the same course.
But students, once you register for courses, when the classes start, within 2 weeks, you can add and drop courses. So if you intend to register for a course and the classes start, you don't really enjoy the class, you would like to start to another section, as long as it is available, you can switch, you can drop that course and change to another section within the first 2 weeks of the classes.
Yeah. And also something I can add, in these 2 weeks, if one of you happens to drop your courses, then you do get the full refund on that course. 100% tuition fee is refunded to you in this 2 weeks period. Now the next question that we just got is, what site do I need to log in order to register for the courses?
Go through mymont.ca and then go to self-service and pick registration.
Okay. Yes, that's what I usually go through.
And there is a nicely done video on how to log into the self-service. We can certainly, if you, I don't think, Kelly, can you find a link?
I will. I'll find it now. Yes. Yeah.
It's in the YouTube channel of Memorial University. I think I saw that today. So.
Yeah, it's also here on the registrar's office site, so it's just that link right there.
Yes, and also if anyone of you has questions regarding registration of courses, you can email the registrar's office. Their email is reghelp, reghelp@mun.ca.
And
So
Jinesh, I want something to add. If you are looking for advice on what courses to select, or you have questions about your intended program, you can always send your email to advice@mon.ca.
yes, I was going to say that towards the end. Yes, that's the email for advising center. Next question is, I'm not sure what program I want to study, and so how do I pick my courses if my major is not declared?
Okay. That's a great question, and that's what we are here for. And the advisors at the center can try to help you identify or explore your potential interest. My advice for you is send an appointment request. We can schedule an appointment for you to have a chat with one of our academic advisors. And Kelly?
Yeah, typically if I'm chatting with a student and they're not really sure what they want to do, you know, a lot of times students are a little more decided than they think. So we would typically look at all the different programs that we offer, maybe eliminate some that they know they don't want to do. And then given the remaining programs that are of interest, sometimes it's possible to pick courses for the fall semester that keeps several different course options or program options open. So that's always good to talk about. But then other times, you know, the first semester might be really, really strict for a program. So maybe trying a couple of different programs to see what one you like is not really the best choice, because you're sort of eliminating one of them right away. So really important to chat with someone.
Yes. So for me, what I did is in my first semester, I took a bunch of science electives as I was not sure what I was going to do. But I knew I had to do a few electives. So I just did in my first semester a few elective courses, and then I sort of found my interest, and that's where I went to continue my journey into this computer science.
Mm-hmm.
So our next question is, this is something that I struggle with as well, and I had this question in my first few days of month journey as well. For courses with no days, with the time from 12 o'clock a.m. to 12 o'clock 1 minute a.m., is this an error or is the course completely online?
Yeah, the course is completely online. They just fill in that field because I think it has to be filled in the computer. But it's not a time you have to be online. It's not an error. It's just an indication that it's a completely online course.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's good. Next question is, how do I best plan my course schedule when I'm taking so many classes?
It's tricky to do. If you know what courses you're going to take, you really do need to sort of just get a pen and a piece of paper, look at when they're all offered, probably start with the one that has the least number of offerings and go from there. See if you can put together like the pieces of a puzzle so that all 5 fit and they don't clash.
Oh,
If,
okay.
if there is a clash and it just doesn't work, that does happen sometimes. It doesn't usually happen for courses that are appropriate for particular programs, but if somebody's trying courses from a bunch of different programs, they may clash more commonly. So there may be a time when students just cannot do 2 courses that are clashing and they'll have to wait and try one another semester.
Yeah. And if one more thing I'd like to add is, if there are no courses clashing, and if you want to just figure out how do you organize your classes, or how do you know when classes, which classes when, there is a very nice class schedule that is available on your self-service that you can print out or you can take a photo of. That's what I used, I think, for 2 years. That's really helpful, and I still use it every time I'm doing my courses. A new question that we just got is, I'm an engineering one program student. I have my IEL exams and I had physics, chemistry, and maths. Still, I have not got my result. Are there any courses that are going to be waived? And if so, should I just not register for them?
Now, I'm not exactly sure about the procedure for having those particular courses evaluated for transfer credit, but anybody waiting on a transfer credit, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and register for the courses that you need if you don't get any transfer credits. And then hopefully you'll receive them before the deadline to be able to change your courses. The registration system won't let you register for the next ones. So if the prerequisites are not in the system, or if you need a course that you're hoping to transfer in order to do the next one, the system's not going to let you register for it. If it gets really close to class and you're pretty sure they're going to be transferred, you can always talk to the instructors or the departments just to see if they will allow you to sit in, well, not sit in, but maybe join in on the higher level classes, but that would be something that would require permission from the department. So if you're waiting on transfer credits, maybe go ahead and register for the ones that you would need in first year if you didn't get any.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Next question is, I am currently out of Canada, so do I need to get a campus card for my fall semester? Is it required for the online exams?
I have no idea. Echo, do you know if they need a campus card to write the online exams? I wouldn't imagine.
I don't think so.
No.
So I assume is that an international student?
I think so.
Yeah. So if you are international students, you are planning to take courses online, and it's fine. However, I strongly encourage you to get in touch with us, our international student advisor, who are trained to give you immigration related question and about the study permit. You should get those information now so that it can help you make informed decision what you want to do for the fall. And their email contact information is international@mont.ca.
Okay. Yep. So our next question is, I want to register for a class in the fall and a prerequisite is required. The issue is that I have opted to take the final exam for the prerequisite course in late August. However, I need to register for the fall course this month. So do you anticipate any issues?
I guess that's the math exam that they're talking about. I think math is the only one that delayed some of their final exam writings. And typically, if you're registering for a course and you're currently registered for the prerequisite, that's okay. That happens a lot, that you're currently doing a course. So it should be okay if you go ahead and register for the next one.
Yeah. Okay. The next question is, I am an international engineering student, and how are the lab courses going to take place? Are they going to be held this fall for physics 1050?
I'm glad they asked about the lab courses, because earlier up there I noticed there was one about the lab courses, and it seems like they're a little different depending on the subject. So we did meet with instructors from engineering and physics and chemistry and biology. Sometimes the lab might be an online lab that the instructor is actually doing, that students are supposed to be online in a virtual session watching the lab, and then they may have to write up the lab report to make sure they understood the lab and write up all the steps. So that might happen in some courses. Other times it could be just an online lab that they have to do themselves, but it won't be delayed. So if you're taking a lab course this fall, whatever way they're figuring out the labs will be dealt with this fall. If it's, say you're planning on being a biology major student and you don't really get the hands-on experience in the lab in your first year, what the department is doing is having a look at their higher level courses to ensure that students do make up for that lacked experience in the lab in this particular coming semester. So they are going to make sure that students do get additional experience in the lab in future semesters.
Okay. Yes. Another question is, I aspire to attain my undergraduate degree in behavioral science, neuroscience, and I am not sure what courses I could pursue when registering. What should I do?
That would probably be a good time to make an appointment with an advisor, just because they'll want to look at their background in different courses and see what courses they have, see if, if they're coming in with any credits, see if they took any of these courses in high school, so maybe they don't have to start off at the introductory level. I would book an appointment, and in the meantime, you can look in the first year information website. You can also look in the university calendar if you really wanted to have a look at the entire program.
And to add a little bit more information, if you do, I strongly encourage you to take a look at our first year information website. If you pick programs and you pick science, and you will be able to see that behavior neuroscience is one of the subject. And once you click in, you will see the requirement to declare a major in that. And when you go to the FYI website, you will see a sample program that have a list of the recommended courses for you to consider just to start, and then book appointment with the academic advisor.
Okay. Yes. We have something, I think you already addressed this question, but I'm still going to give it out. To set up an appointment to speak to an advisor, can I use advice@mun.ca? And how
Yes.
long before I get to speak with someone?
Okay, so the registration starts next week. A lot of our appointments are full. So if you do need to speak with the advisor, I strongly recommend you to send your request now. We will do whatever we can to help students. So send your appointment request to advice@mount.ca. That's one way. Or you can download an app that's called Navigate for Student app. And once you download that, if you can book appointment by selecting academic advising undergrad, so you will be able to see our appointment availability. Or you can send an email. Our advisor will respond to your email too.
Okay. So if for those watching, if anyone of you have any more questions, you can feel free to put it down in the chat, and also stay tuned with our session. Our next question that we have is, if I move on with the wrong courses for my first semester, is it okay to change my major later on in at the end of my first year?
Yeah, it's definitely okay to change programs. You don't have to stick with whatever program you thought you might do before you came in. Um, you can change it anytime, really. There's no limit to changing as far as the university is concerned. Now, I don't know as far as, say, any other, whether it's funding that people are receiving. Sometimes there's a limit on how often you can change a program. I'm really not sure if a student visa if it would have any impact on a student visa if you change your program. Maybe somebody, maybe Echo or someone else here on the call would know that. I'm not really sure. But as far as the university is concerned, you can change your program. You definitely want to come in and chat with an advisor just to see if you can use the courses you've already completed and what you need to do in order to switch and how to switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as I understand, the student visa allow you to study in Canada. It doesn't restrict you what program you need to study. However, some of you may be funded by your government. There may be a certain agreement. You can only study certain programs, and that's something that you have to understand, and you should know what you need to study.
Yes. There's also an immigration advisor at Memorial University, Afridi, I think his name is, and he can be contacted via the internationalization office. Our next question is, when you make an appointment with an advisor, is there a telephone conversation or is it all done by email?
We offer online advising session just like this, and you work with the advisor, or advisor can also answer your question via email.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in my first year, I think I got most of my advice via email, and also I was lucky to be in this campus, so I most often went to the office and in person advice I got.
So once the COVID-19 is over and we are all back to the campus, of course, the face one-on-one face appointment is available. But right now we are support students virtually, so online appointments or email.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's good. What if MUN Navigate is not available in my country? What should I do?
That's a great question. We know that in some countries that you may not be able to download Navigate. There is a website version, desktop version that you can get in. I know that a couple of Chinese students are able to get into Navigate through that website. I will try to, Kelly, are you able to find that for students? If you just go to the
Sure.
Navigate website.
Yep.
It does show the how to download the desktop version.
Yes, so I'll put that link right there in the chat as well. I think it's just taken as, this looks like this might be the link.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, for those who do understand a little bit in computers, if you know what VPN is, you can try that. VPN is something where you can change your IP address and pretend as if your computer is in Canada, and then you will get access to the MUN Navigate if it is giving you a problem. But that is it for this session. If anything, if any one of you have any finishing words, any finishing last minute advice you want to give now, any one of you has.
The advice I give you is registration starts July 14th, and many of the courses, many of you are going to register our first courses. They can be filled up really, really fast. So once your registration time is up, go ahead to register. Do not wait too long. If you wait too long, you may not be able to find any courses that you intend to take because they are awful.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
So even if, like for my case, there was a time when the course I wanted to register for was full, but there was a waiting list. So I put my name in the waiting list, and then later on, I think a week later or so, I got admitted. So that is something that they can do as well.
Yeah.
Now, if you have any more questions regarding academic advising, please contact advice@mun.ca, advice@mun.ca. And the next live studio session is next Wednesday, July 15th at 2 p.m. It is the Faculty of Engineering and Applied Sciences Q&A with Dr. Greg Netterer and the Dean of Engineering and Applied Science. So that is it for the session. Thank you so much, Dr. Echo Pittman and Mrs. Knight for joining us in the session. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you very much. It was
Thank
nice to be
you.
here.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching, guys. If you enjoyed it, then give it a huge thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I will see you in the next episode. Till then, stay happy and stay safe.